Hello. Hello. Hello, hello. Hey, cool. All right. This is all experimental. This is all super experimental. Trying to figure this out. So, I've done some live streaming in the past where I was playing some games, and I'm trying to do some live streaming now, but why it used my old thumbnail? Why? Why did it use my old thumbnail? I don't so I'm trying to do some live streaming right now with the software I use for my interviews, um, because I want to do my interviews live. Um, that's what I'm hoping to do in 2024. Uh, so anyway, like, bear with me here just a minute. I want to see, like, the idea is that I'm streaming to YouTube live, but that I'm also streaming to um hey, all right. Looks like yes, I'm streaming to Twitch live as well, which is what I wanted. So, yeah, thanks for checking this out. And I'm going to be recording also. So cool. Cool. I think we're doing all right here. We got this more or less going. All right. You ready? Let's talk about some stuff. Let's talk about some stuff. Let me get my notes ready. Got some notes, some things to chitty chat about. All right. Hello, my friends. It's the new year. It's 2024, and that means it's a great time to go back and think about what were some of the best reads in 2023. I read a few books, a good handful, not nearly as much as some other people, but I read a good handful of books, and I got a few favorites that I thought it'd be fun to share with you. And I'd love to hear what your favorites were too in the comments. Let me know. But let me get straight into it. I got five that I want to share with you, and I got a little bonus. Stick around for that. Some of them you've probably, I bet you heard of last year also, but some of them maybe not, maybe not. So let's get into it. Number five, one of my favorite books of the. Hey, Scott. Thanks for checking in there. So, talking about some of my favorite books from last year. Number five, one of my favorite books I read last year, Partial Function by J.C.M. Byrne. What a fun ride that was. The pitch for it is it's Taken, but instead of Liam Neeson, it's a magical martial arts master who's a woman, and then someone takes her daughters and she will stop at nothing to get her daughters back. It's wonderful. And there's some good humor in it. JCM Byrne, I don't think he writes anything without a little bit of humor. Um, one of the side characters' name is Dog, and it's literally a dog. um, so we brought Dog into the story. Uh, there's another side character, Remy, who's just wonderful, and then Je, who's like this captive that helps them, and she's kind of this angsty teenage character. It's so fun, and the lengths that the woman goes through to get her daughters back is just craziness. Fun ride the whole time. Partial Function, JCM Byrne. You can read that first chapter on Amazon as a preview. Do that. If you like that first chapter, you're going to love the whole book. All right? Check that out. That's number five. Number four, Kraken Rider Z by Dirk Ashton and David Estes. What a fun ride that is. You ready? In a world filled with dragon riders, one boy will discover a kraken egg near his farm. Kraken. He'll join the Dragon Rider Academy as a Kraken Rider and learn to defeat The great evils. Okay, I need a little work on my movie pitch there. But I think I got the vibe right. No, it's Kraken Rider Z is super fun too and surprisingly wholesome. That's actually the thing that really stuck out for me with this book. Like the action is fun, you got the kind of military Dragon Rider Academy, that's good stuff. But the dynamic between the main character Z and his Kraken Jessup is just like it's so wholesome. I wasn't expecting like that part of the book to almost feel cozy, but like it does. They're just so wonderful together. Um, but that's a great read if you like, progression fantasy. That's definitely fitting in that vein. If you like Dragon Riders, that sort of thing, check it out. Good stuff there. Good stuff there. Um, Number three, The Captain and the Engineer from Will White. So these were fun. Of course, Cradle ended, right? Uh, Will White wrapped up the whole Cradle series, and now he's gotten into this new series with The Captain and the Engineer. And that's been super fun to kind of see how that has uh, gotten going. Um, he's the Captain and the Engineer, Will White. Yeah. He's wrapped up the Cradle series. We're seeing how things are getting going with this new series. I can't remember if the Captain came out in 2023 or maybe just the year prior, but certainly the Engineer just came out in late 2023. What a fun ride that one was, especially. Um, it's so Will, I think, is a master of writing really interesting characters that have such great characterization. The beginning of The Engineer is absolutely, in my view, just a masterclass of how to reintroduce characters while still moving the plot forward. It was, oh man, so good. Such good characterization with each of those characters to kind of just reacquaint you with them. Um, and the story is fun. It's this wild, like space fantasy. The main character, Varric Valinar, is trying to save the universe from all sorts of different destruction. Hey, Gamers Generation, thanks for dropping in. I appreciate it, man. Thanks for saying hi. It's talking about some of my favorite reads of 2023. Wrapping it up. The Captain and the Engineer, Will White, super fun, really interesting. Like the dynamic, everything that's going on there. Loving those stories, loving how they're shaping together. Can't wait for the next one. Some of the character, like my favorite character is the pilot, uh, man, Omega. Because I love how he's this sort of that like morally gray character, but seems to have his own code of ethics and like he's part of the crew, but most of the crew is not happy about. That whole dynamic is just super fun. I love what Will's done with that, and it's really interesting. Encourage you to go check out those books. The Captain, The Engineer, Will White. Good fun. Number two, favorite book of last year. Favorite two books, just like The Captain and the Engineer. I'm going to give two books here also. Legends and Lattes and Bookshops and Bone Dust. Probably not a surprise to too many in the book world that this made the list, right? I mean, they are fantastic. When first Legends and Lattes like came out, I was like, I get it, but I don't know if this is for me. But then I finally gave it a shot and I listened to the audiobook with Travis Balder, who is the author. He was doing the narration. He's a professional audiobook narrator. Boy, does he just breathe those characters to life in his own word. It's great. But the premise of Legends and Lattes is Viv is hanging up her sword and she wants to start her own coffee shop, right? I was like, nah, it seems good, but I don't know. But let me tell you, like, Travis does such a good job of telling this simple story and just like getting you invested in these characters. It's such a good time. Highly, highly recommend. Like I'm sure you've seen these books recommended on online various places and you've seen them said like it sort of feels like a hug, that sort of thing. It very much like it's this cozy fantasy vibe. It's making you just feel like warm, and when you put it down you feel good. You don't feel, it's not like you just read The Red Wedding or something, it's not going to give you like, oh my god. It's just going to be like, wow, this was sweet, this was nice, this was cool. uh they're great, both of them. you know Read Bookshops and Bone Dust not that long ago. Great follow up, amazing, that he was able to kind of capture a lot of the same magic in the second book too. And yet, like, there was it definitely is a different book. It's not just, copy paste and change things here and there. No, it is a different book and it feels a little bit different, but it's also very good. And if you like Legends and Lattes, I can't imagine not liking Bookshops and Bone Dust. Very, very good. So that's number 2. Before we get into my number 1 favorite read of last year, special bonus, I want to mention also my favorite book mail last year. That was some book mail I got from ZS Diamante. Uh, I've got, let's see, it's right up there right now. But wonderful book, Stone and Sky from ZS Diamante. And he sent me that. I'm gonna be posting the reveal here soon, or the unboxing video. So cool, everything he sent. It wasn't just like the book, but it was also like a set of prequel books, and of course like bookmark, but then some stickers and like a handwritten note with a wax seal, which was so cool, and recipe card. ZS Diamante, that thing was next level. That was my favorite book mail last year. So cool. Thank you for sending that. And if you guys haven't checked out his book, ZS Diamante, you got to go check that out. He's got book 2 is going to be coming out in February here in 2024. I think book 3 won't be too long after in 2024, I think. So he's just making magic happen. It's pretty cool. So, drum roll. Number 1 book of my favorite read in 2023. Not something that came out in 2023. It's almost 10 years old, but really enjoyed uh The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet by Becky Chambers. Such a fun read. It is easy to see why the series won the Hugo for Best Series. Just masterful writing. I do think that it's actually sort of marketed not well, in that like the back um blurb makes it seem like there's one main character and there is not. If you come into this book open to the idea of it being an ensemble story, you're going to enjoy it so much more, because there is not really like one main character. The point of view shifts a lot, not like overwhelming amount, but it shifts some, and you kind of seeing different things. Um, but it's really interesting, and the writing is super interesting. It's very like it feels like a cozy sci-fi also. um you're not out, the characters aren't out trying to save the universe. There's not really anything to save the universe from. They're just trying to kind of make their own way in the universe, right? And so they're on this spaceship that punches holes in subspace to create like warp gates, which is a rad concept. And it's this sort of mixed species, people from different planets that make up the crew of this ship, and they all have their own background and dynamic and their own baggage and their own personalities, very much their own personalities. And the whole story is about them all operating together. A new person joins the crew. What is she going to be like? That's the beginning of the book. And then how are they going to go work this new mission where they are, yeah, they're taking the long way to a small angry planet. It's really, really just well told, super fun. Even though it's sort of, I said it's cozy, it does have stakes to it, which is interesting. um yeah, man. It's a great read. I really enjoyed it and I recommend it. So go check it out. I think you'll enjoy it. And those are my favorite reads of 2023. There was some tons of great reads, and I'm sure there were other, well, I know there were other great books out there, lots of other popular books out there in 2023, but these are my personal favorite that I read last year. I really enjoyed them. So what do you think? What were some of your favorite reads? What do you think of my rankings? Have you read some of the same things? Did you enjoy them? Did you not enjoy them? I'd love to hear. Um, yeah. If you're watching now, if you're on YouTube or Twitch, say hi. I want to say hi. Not sure if I want to. I've got some other stuff to talk about, and I'm not sure if I want to talk about the other stuff right now, or if I want to do it later. And I think that depends if someone else is here and wants to talk to me. What do you think? Hello? Hello, somebody's watching on YouTube. Say hi. Say hi in the chat. I'm kind of, experimenting with doing live right now a little bit. Been talking about some of my favorite books that I read in 2023. Hmm. All right. Well, I'm going to be talking soon, recording soon for a new concept that I'm calling The Nerdy News with Nicholas, which is definitely different from Fantasy News by Daniel B. Green in that I am not Daniel, nor am I Green. No, it'll definitely be similar. And if you're a fan of Daniel B. Green, if you haven't heard of Daniel B. Green, you should go check out his channel. But if you're a fan of his stuff, then I think Nerdy News with Nicholas might be fun for you too. I'm gonna record that here soon. Hello, watchers. Say hi in chat. I want to talk to you. Hey, hey, hey. Cool. No, thanks for saying hi, Bo. I appreciate that. I was talking a little bit about I'm experimenting. I want to be doing a lot of my interviews and stuff live this year. And so I'm kind of getting the hang of how to do that with my interview software. But I was also taking the opportunity to talk about some of my favorite reads in 2023. And then I'm sort of just mentioning that I'm also would like to do some videos that I'm calling the Nerdy News with Nicholas. And then my plan is to kind of each of those, I'm going to have like 3 segments, talk about book news, talk about news that's either kind of game or TV show or movie, like other media related, and then also talk about like one real life nerdy thing. Um, so, you know, I think it could be fun. I've got some ideas. So I'll shoot one of those here soon and try to make that live. But definitely got some interviews planned, including with the Break-ins. If you haven't seen the Break-ins hashtag on Twitter and stuff, then go check that out. Lovely group of 16 writers that we're all trying to help each other out and lift each other up as we're all debut writers. Includes Adrian M. Gibson, ZS Diamante, myself, 13 other good folks. It's pretty cool. I'm happy to be a little part of this group right now. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna cut this off here right now. Thank you guys for hanging out for a little bit. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it. You can definitely expect you can expect more live interviews soon. In fact, on Tuesday, middle of the day Tuesday, I'm going to be might as well just keep talking to you guys while you're having lunch, right? Middle of the day Tuesday, I'm going to be having a live with Davis Ashura, and it's his like right around his 10-year anniversary of publishing his first book, and it's the also the release date for his latest book. So I'm pretty excited to get to talk with Davis for a little while at that time. So that's going to be, yeah, we're going to be live streaming it on Tuesday, middle of the day. Um, that'll be pretty cool. Definitely check that out. Davis has written quite a few books these days. Been at it for 10 years, might as well get a few out there. So that'll be coming on Tuesday. Uh, thanks for hanging out. Love to hear what your favorite reads are in 2023. I'm going to sign off for now, and we'll see you more soon. If no one's told you today, you're an absolute legend.